Hey, soul survivors, got another topic from a viewer. How many men are destroyed by feminists? Answer: every man around her husband, sons, son-in-law, grandsons, and brothers. So let's get into this. Feel free. This is my opinion. You guys can let me know your thoughts, but I teach a class on women's studies, and we're kind of changing. We talk about the different waves. At first, it starts out with suffrage, which is the right to vote, and then empowering women, the right to work and equal pay, things like that. And then it goes into, sexual harassment. So women do want to be seen sometimes as equal, but there are differences. So in the traditional sense, women would stay at home with the kids and the husband would work and things would kind of work together. But got somebody at my door. But as it goes on, that women want to be empowered. And so the shift is happening. So as far as this new our bodies, our right to decide, that it is kind of narcissistic in a way of women to not consider the man's role in the baby. So there are some narcissistic women that will purposely try to get pregnant, not want the man involved, or she'll utilize him for finances. But if the man really wants this baby, he has no say in it. So that can destroy someone. So whether you believe that it's a woman's choice, it still is detrimental to the man. So women also now are able to work in the workforce. So more women could cause initiate, sorry, I don't mean cause. Sometimes they cause it, sometimes they don't, but they can initiate the divorce. 70% of the time, it's the woman that initiates the divorce. So with the finances, the woman is able to move on. So it might be tempting, instead of working through things, that she just moves on. And also being out in the workforce, maybe she's meeting other people. So the feminist movement does cause different issues within a family. He also brings up the son. If it's a narcissistic woman, or a woman who's all concerned only about herself, she can utilize her son, live vicariously through him, put pressures on him to, let's say, be a football star, and he can't stand football. So she wanted to be a sports phenomena. And so she's utilizing her son to live vicariously by being a superstar sports person. But he goes on in son-in-law, grandsons, brothers. Feminists want to be empowered. So men in the past would have it where they kind of had it where you're going to cook for me, you're going to clean for me, you're going to take care of the kids. And granted, work can be stressful, but it's also stressful trying to maintain a home, also helping with the homework and the errands. And it's a 24-hour job. If the kid gets sick, you got to take care of them. But now women have the added responsibility of also going to work. So the dynamics are shifting and women are becoming more empowered. So now you have a power shift. And unless you work it out in the beginning, or as things go on, it can destroy what the man had hoped for. Was a woman honest about her hopes and desires? And that's where these challenges are in relationships, and the evolution of what's going on with the feminist movement, to where it's undefined what our roles are. It's kind of like playing a game without knowing what the rules are. So we're kind of haphazard going into these relationships. It's going to work out. It's going to work out, but we don't know the rules. We don't even know what game we're playing. So I might think I'm playing soccer and you're playing by the rules of football, and it's never going to work out, because who won, who this, that, power struggles, who makes the final decision on things. And, it's hard when you don't see eye to eye on certain things. Who has the final say? Do we split it 50-50? This time you decide, next time I decide. So relationships can be quite tricky. But as far as the feminine movement, it's changing the dynamics, and not everyone is on board with that. I am a traditional woman. I would prefer not to have to work, but I am single, so I do appreciate that I am able to work. So as far as the feminine movement and feminism, you know, women are fighting for their rights, but they also have to realize not to stomp out men, that, you know, we can build together. So, you know, you can go neck and neck with somebody for that CEO position, but if you're trying to undermine them or get them fired so you can have their position. So men and women, there's pros and cons to everybody's personality, but the feminist movement is changing the role for men. And it will affect the sons, because the sons are going to have wives, unless they're outside that, to where the sons are going to have this new generation of women who might want the power, might not want to consider the male in the decision, whether they abort the baby or how they raise it. So when women become empowered, it kind of shifts where the man sits. So are you with the right woman? Are you with the right woman? There are women who want to be submissive or who want to be Susie Homemaker. And there are women who have no desire to do that. So that's why it takes time to invest and to weed out the people that don't align with you. So I don't want you to feel that, you know, all women are not aligned with you or agree with you. Sometimes we have to agree to disagree. So when we invest in people, invest in the right people, weed out the people that don't align with you. And if you are a feminist, that we still need to realize how it affects the men. You know, should it affect them if we go apply for a high position job? I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But as far as, you know, the family, things like that, are we leaving because we know that we can get all this money, or, you know, we don't have to worry about whether or not we get custody? There are starting to be shifts. So as the women are becoming more empowered, men are also getting more rights. It's kind of compensating. So men now have a higher incidence than they did in the past of getting custody. So women, be aware of that. You know, there are times that we fight for certain things. Look at the whole picture and whatever works for you, but you are kind of giving up. The more guaranteed way of having a child during custody. So things are shifting, and sometimes we don't always look at the big picture. So just know what you're getting into. But as far as it destroying your life, I see some of the things that women are doing to men, some of the times that women, not all, but women do take advantage of men. So women's narcissistic women are on the rise. And a lot of times it kind of coincides with power. So it's interesting how many CEOs, police officers, other types of jobs that are power positions, how many of those are narcissistic people? So as women rise to the top or take control back, narcissism is a survival technique, and survival of the fittest. They are fighting for what they want in life, just like you were fighting for what you want in life. And it's a power struggle. And if we can all kind of look towards each other, it gets really difficult though, when, you know, if a woman doesn't want a child and you do, because it's not just a decision on the child, it is the time of, you know, that gestation. I have my beliefs, but you guys have your beliefs. And, that's where it gets tricky. We don't always believe the same thing. Who should have the right? And what were the circumstances? What is the health? All that kind of stuff. So I am a religious person. I have my beliefs on it, but we don't know the rules of the game. And the rules of the game are changing, and we don't know what game it is. So it's chaos. We are going through a transition of chaos. And I'd like to know your comments. You know, if you look at the traditional setup, it's kind of nice, but not everybody follows or wants that setup. That some people don't feel fulfilled. Some people don't want kids, so it doesn't work for them. And now we got to figure out where we go from here. So know your people, know how you align with them. And unfortunately, we got people coming into our lives. It could be a sister-in-law or an aunt, and it does affect us. So big hugs to you. The feminist movement, like I said, I teach a class on women's studies, and there's some pros and cons to it. Some things I agree with, some things I don't agree with. And it'd be nice if we could all get along. And if there was a perfect answer for everything, there's not always a perfect answer. So big hugs to you. Thank you for that comment, and try to align with the right people and get rid of the ones that don't work for you. Big hugs to you.